So, welcome back to Another Dimension. I'm Trask.
I'm Quinn.
Taylor.
Hop right into our weekly contest. Thanks for everyone liking and sharing. Our winner this week comes from the great state of Arkansas, Sawyer Grace. We'll reach out to you after the show or next week via social media and get your address and all the information we need to get you some prizes.
Who's Sawyer, real quick?
No one important.
He's a great TQL broker.
Great TQL broker.
Sawyer, send Taylor some pictures of your bass.
I saw he's a tournament guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He actually took a hiatus from the trucking industry a while back and was selling boats.
Yeah.
And now is back in the trucking industry. So
Nice.
Taylor does take good care of us, but so does Sawyer. Helps out with some of our freight and things like that. So
Nice.
awesome. Congrats.
What next?
The news. What's in the news?
Apparently, the Canadian travel restrictions have been lifted.
Is that a good
And
thing? Bad thing?
I don't know. The travel restrictions we're talking about are the COVID requirements
Yes.
that it got lifted on September 30th, I believe.
Yep. October 1st, actually, but
Okay.
same thing,
And
just a different day.
thanks. The last day was September 30th.
Okay.
Which was, they required vaccination, they required proof of vaccination, they had all these guidelines you needed to follow, yada, yada, yada.
Yep.
And we, prior to COVID, we serviced Canada. When the restrictions hit, we stopped servicing Canada, like many others.
For the unknown, because on top of those restrictions, not only you needed to be fully vaccinated, you needed to have your booster, you needed to have a quarantine plan in case you got or contracted COVID while you were in Canada. You needed to know where and what you were going to be doing basically the whole time, and right away you needed to wear a mask inside your semi.
And you needed to list everybody you had contact with.
Correct.
And they could quarantine you for 14 days
At the border.
their discretion.
And you needed to take a pre-test before you even arrived.
Right.
So it just made travel almost impossible from the transportation industry.
It was
on
something
our end.
we didn't
We
want
didn't.
to deal with.
Correct. Not impossible because people did it.
Yeah.
But as of September 30th, those restrictions are lifted, which should be good for the industry. And
Depends how you look at it.
Okay. Give me a spin. What are you thinking?
Those who were servicing Canada
During the time?
during the time,
Are like, crap, now everyone can do it again,
correct.
I guess.
But, we had one customer in particular, had a huge project that was going to start during COVID up there.
Yeah, it went on for like 2 years, too.
Yeah, there's probably 4 carriers that service that customer.
Yep.
Us and another one of their core carriers said, hey, here's the restrictions, and we're not going to deal with that.
And I feel like we piloted them through all of those restrictions. Like, we did all the dirty work, and then...
Oh, well, they had the same restrictions for their workers.
Yeah.
Because they were up doing, self-performing the job. But it did open the door for another really large carrier to get in there.
Yep.
Which, hey, the customer got serviced.
Yep.
Now we have more competition there. But, and that large carrier may say, well, now, I don't know what they did with the rates.
Yep.
My hunch is they raised the rates substantially because they had a corner on that market.
I would sure hope so.
But now the playing field's kind of level again.
Back to level. For right now.
There's still a lot of carriers that don't like servicing Canada.
How come that is?
I don't know. Unknown, maybe. Don't want to deal with the border, different laws, I don't know. But then there's other carriers that's what they do, like every single week. So,
Well, we just loaded a guy in our yard. Lives up in BC. Doesn't think anything of it.
yeah.
He said during the whole COVID pandemic, they didn't even mess with him because he was from up there.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if that would be the same for a United States citizen. In my opinion, it was Canada and the United States playing hardball with each other because when one imposed something, the other one did something a little bit worse. And
Yeah.
But
I don't know. Long story short, they're done.
yeah,
We're going to
good
Canada
thing.
again.
That's cool in the news topic.
So
Awesome.
COVID's a thing of the past.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard today that it's actually going to be called an endemic, which it's going to be like considered like the flu. We're always going to be dealing with it. Just need to learn to live with it.
Nope. Sorry. Nope.
Not going to live with it?
Done for me if they try to do. I told Lauren that no more. I'm going to the store and doing what I want. I don't care what they say. Done. I had to get that in.
Fair.
But if you feel sick, you'd stay home just like if you would if you had the flu or
Absolutely.
pneumonia or whatever. Yeah.
Yep.
It's what we were doing
Use your
before
head.
that.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That could be a whole different.
Let's
that-
not let's not go
down
there.
that's not
Vocab.
something I want to deal with right now.
Vocab.
All right, you usually pick these out every week.
I can't wait.
The first one I have is I'm going to throw you for a loop here. Jumpy juice.
Jumpy juice. I have one idea.
Okay,
This is trucking related, correct?
correct. This is everything related.
Yeah. It's
Oh.
not. It's
This isn't necessarily. It relates to the trucking industry. Yes.
How about starting fluid?
No. Maybe. No. Depends on what you're starting.
Yep. Think outside the truck.
I was going to say, I can't say that.
Well, you're probably going to say what I thought it was before I read the definition.
You don't have another guess.
Energy drinks.
Ooh, kind of close. Coffee.
Coffee. All right. All right. That
Which
makes
jumpy juice is perfect for what you would call it after last. Was it last Friday
What?
when you were bouncing off the
Oh, yeah.
freaking walls?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
At Starbucks Nitro.
Yeah.
Shout out
We could
Starbucks.
tell.
They should probably sponsor us now.
right.
Motion lotion.
Are you going to tie this in like I did to something from this week? No. Okay.
What did you do last
The
week?
alligator.
Yeah, but no.
Okay.
No. Yes. I will.
Motion.
I will.
Motion lotion. Diesel fuel.
Yes, it is.
Is
It's
it?
fuel?
All right.
And to tie it into something that happened this week, our trucks did have to fuel up.
Thank goodness.
Yep.
Good
So,
call.
Way to bring
So
it all the
there
way
we go.
around.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of that,
What?
no, I was coming through Milwaukee yesterday,
Okay.
up on the north side, 4 lanes, and all of a sudden we're coming to a stop, and there's no cops or anything. And in the
Local
one of the
locals.
middle lanes, there was a guy with a Ford pickup truck and a trailer
Out of gas.
out of gas, but he had a gas can in his truck, and he was filling his truck up in the middle of the interstate.
Wow.
You were in Milwaukee?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
hey,
about right.
this is completely unrelated, but you need to remind me to show you the video I saw last night. I can't talk about it on here, but
I
no, it's kind of relatable.
I'm writing it down.
okay.
Mind about video.
I can't believe I didn't tell you this already.
Okay.
So yeah, those are the vocab words.
What's your trucking fail of the week?
That's a new segment.
Oh, sorry to ruin it.
I think it'd be cool to kind of do like a blooper reel every week. I don't know what everyone else thinks. Let us know what you think. We're starting to get some more responses to our questions. I know we had a couple drivers call in and ask about what we had talked about and those kind of things. Trucking fail of the week was right in our neck of the woods in Appleton. Truck driver was not on a permitted truck road, I don't believe, and ended up hitting a bridge.
With a
And-
van trailer.
With a van trailer, and basically accordioned the whole trailer.
Yeah.
Shut down the street for multiple hours. In other news,
The other night when I went to Milwaukee, sorry to
no, go ahead.
both my trip down and my trip back. I got off in Fond du Lac to get some fuel, and when I got off, I couldn't
Motion lotion.
some motion lotion. And anyway, there was a truck tipped over in the ditch, and I don't
Hopefully it was
know
all right.
how that happened. Another fail. Anyway,
The overpass here gets hit once a quarter, it seems like.
the same one.
Yeah, the same one.
I wonder what the height on that is.
I don't know, but they're going to make it bigger now. Did you see it recently?
Oh, yeah.
It's got jersey blocking like onto the highway.
Is it open? Can you drive on
Yeah,
it?
you can. I think so. I biked on it, but I don't know if. I guess I don't drive that way.
Okay.
But yeah,
Well, keep it going.
yeah, I guess. Safety tip of the week.
Our
You wanna-
safety tip of the week.
You want to handle that?
Sure.
Okay.
Our safety tip of the week is get out and look. Goal. GOAL.
What makes it safe?
What it's so it's a goal, and it stands for get out and look. When you're backing a truck up, get out and look. Look where you're backing. Do you need to always do that? No, you probably don't. But don't just back till you hit something. Don't just back till you hear something. Get out and look. Don't be lazy. It'll save you in the long run.
And to add on to that, I mean, when you pull into a place, get a look of your surroundings of where you're going and those kind of things, so you know what you're up against. Because if you're backing in blindside or whatever that may be, you cannot see.
Right.
To kind of know where you are and generalize it. I mean, I've learned. I hit a building when I was learning how to back in trailers into a dock when I was younger, and that was before having a CDL, but moving yard horses around and things like that. And it just happens. I mean, it can happen.
We're all human.
Yep.
We all make mistakes. We had a mistake this morning. Nothing,
Nothing major.
Nothing major. Life goes on.
Sun will rise.
But things do happen.
Yeah. They call them accidents for a reason.
We had one of those little bumps yesterday.
Yeah.
And
Bump yesterday.
yeah. And I think earlier in the week. Yeah, I know earlier in the week. Yeah.
What?
For me to know. It wasn't me, but it's for me to know.
I know what you're talking about.
So there's a scratch, whatever.
It happens.
Yeah.
So
Maintenance tip of the week, something we're doing. Do it on your personal vehicles as well. Check your wiper blades coming into winter. Make sure they're good, new, whatever. They're inexpensive. They're easy to replace. Probably do a video next week and show you guys
how to do it?
Replace a wiper blade, which is very, very simple, but a lot of people don't
Simple
know.
to a lot of people. Or simple to some people.
Simple to some, a challenge to others.
I would
How's
have
that?
to YouTube it.
Yeah.
No, I've done it before. But I
All
never
right.
did YouTube it.
All right.
You seem really down.
Not down.
Okay.
I just didn't have 4 cups of coffee.
Should add a nitro.
I did. I did.
I didn't have any coffee either. Topic this week.
I guess supply chain issue again. More about it. I don't know.
For new purposes, though, right?
Yeah. So I talked to our truck salesman this week, just to talk to him. I said, "Hey, what's what's pricing and lead time looking like?" And he said it's crap. It's just like it was. And I'm like, "What do you mean?" So our local dealer, they get allocated trucks. Kenworth or any manufacturer can only make so many a year. They only have,
Was that always an issue? Or is that a new thing because of the current supply chain issues that we had? Because
I guess
of
I
COVID?
can't answer that. I would say it's new due to the old microchip issue, but other various parts,
Yep.
And labor shortage, or labor. People went and did different things.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And that so that comes from the end assembler of the vehicle, all the way down to the parts manufacturer. Each factory is probably having those same issues.
Every component,
Yeah.
everything that happens.
So our local dealer was allocated 105 vehicles last year. And there's probably, I'm going to say 3 major, larger companies around in this area that they feed.
I think you probably could name them. I mean, people would know them. I think they're you don't have
It doesn't matter. There's
Yep.
probably 3 big ones that they feed. And then there's, I don't know, however many of guys like us.
Yep.
But once those come in, if a large fleet needs 30 at a crack or 40 or 50 or whatever that number is, they suck them right up. So that's what happened last year. They sucked up 105 vehicles. Everybody else is out of luck.
SOL.
So he said for next year, it's the same thing. They got 105 allocated to them. The big three, if you will, did suck up most of them. He did say, thankfully, because of our history or whatever, we would be on a short list to potentially get some
In case someone cancels.
Yeah. None of the trucks have been paid for or any money down or anything like that. There's names on them.
Yep.
And, different things, interest rates are rising, and fleets may change their way of thinking or
Outlook.
or their order based on many different things. So if that happens, then we would be on a list to get some trucks. So so I thought that was interesting. He said that prices are through the roof. He's never seen them like it's been like that for 2 years, but it's crazy. So what's that going to do to guys like us or owner operators, or what's it going to do to the industry?
You could take that in many different ways. The easy answer would be nothing. Could be nothing.
Until your trucks wear out and you can't get any.
You might be able to get them. You might just have to overpay for them.
And on top of that, most fleets will spec a truck the same, right?
Or
So
how
I
they
want,
want.
I want 30 of these, and they all have the same engine. They all the same. They're all the exact the same.
For what reason?
Inventory, parts, fixing,
Yep.
knowledge,
Yep.
for
Yep.
the technicians. But he said that may not happen anymore because let's use Kenworth, right?
Okay.
Kenworth, you can get Cummins motors and you can get Packard motors, which is their motor.
Yep.
They're only allocated so many. So if I want 40 W900s with a Cummins motor in,
Yep.
they may not have 40. They may not have been allocated 40 Cummins motors.
They only have 25.
Maybe they only got 25, and you wanted 20. So now there's only 5 left. So the components of the vehicles may not be the same.
And there's nothing you can do about it.
There's nothing you can do about it. But
crazy.
is that an issue? For some, it probably is.
Yeah. In the grand scheme of things, it's probably less of an issue than not getting a truck.
Right?
But
He told me they have some special. So it's Kenworth's 100th year in business. They were started in 1923, and they have some limited edition trucks coming out. They're making 900 of them, and they were allocated 2. They're already sold, and they're over $300,000.
after they said they weren't making that truck anymore,
Well, they brought it back for 100th year.
Yep.
Yeah.
which is kind of cool.
So, and he said that
Taylor bought one
yeah, $300,000 for a
just
truck.
for the truck, and that's probably bare bones.
That's going to give 4 miles to the gallon.
Yeah.
But you're going to look cool. So, what's
I
that
have
going to do
some-
to the industry?
I don't know, but I have something similar.
Similar?
1 foot, 2 feet. 1 feet, 2 foot.
Yes.
I'm on a truck committee for the fire department in town, and similar supply chain issues with, hey, if we were to start the order process right now, you wouldn't see the fire engine until 2025 or 2026, like those kind of things.
Right.
And it's along the same things. They're so far backed up. They said they've never been busier. They're selling trucks for way more than what they've ever sold before. And like the sales guy's like, I never thought I'd see these prices.
And there's
that they're
probably
selling them for."
not that many manufacturers of fire trucks.
I mean, there's a couple. Pierce is the big player.
Seagrave still in business?
Seagrave is still in business. I think they're out of like Clintonville or something like that.
Clintonville or
like that.
London. I don't remember.
And I think there's another one out like west, but I don't know. I'm not
Pierce is the go-to around
Pierce,
here.
yeah. And I think for the majority of people, it'd be like Kenworth or Peterbilt.
Yep.
But anyway, they said that because of these supply chain issues, they are literally imposing increases and inflation increases based on, parts and this kind of stuff. And just coming down that supply chain is, hey, we can do this, but it's going to cost us X amount more to do it. So if you want it, you can do it. But same thing, along with the Cummins motors, there was a huge increase, and they've already had 2 increases. They said that they're up 42% from before the pandemic started.
Didn't you say there was some? Weren't they going up like 14%?
13 and 13.2%.
And they did that like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, so it's like 52, but how it like shakes
Yep.
down, and maybe it was a certain part. I don't remember exactly how it was, but that part went up 13% like 3 times, and overall, the cost of the truck is up.
Because of component cost or labor costs or all the above?
I'm guessing that
Because they can.
I don't know. I'm sure there's a little bit of that in there
Yep.
too. I don't think that these people are just charging 50% more to charge 50% more.
No.
There's obviously way more costs associated with the way that the markets are now. But think about that. I mean, on a $1 million fire engine, let's say, or fire truck, that's not really that crazy, and that wasn't really that crazy a couple years back. But now, 50% increase?
Now it's 1.5.
Now it's 1.5.
Taxes are going up.
What? Yeah, like what? How? Where does that stop? I don't think it will stop the fire industry. Is where I was going with this. Is because that's a government funded, most of the time, public safety initiative. We need fire trucks. Where I was going with this is it might shake up. The same thing is happening on probably the same scale. It's just smaller numbers in a semi. At what point this doesn't make sense anymore? Is that 300,000? 2 years ago, you would have said if a truck ever is over $200,000,
I'm not buying it.
I'm not buying it. But
Yep.
now that's the reality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So where is that number? And that number is different for everyone. To you, it might be 210. To the guy sitting next to me, it might be 350. It depends on your market, what you need them for, these kind of things, and really who your customers are. But what this could in turn
My
do,
first truck and trailer were $26,000 total.
right?
That's crazy.
And that was 14 years ago.
Yeah. But that was used.
Yeah.
But still.
Brand new. Look at the inflation.
Yeah.
But where I was going with that is that could do a couple things. An owner-operator like we had talked about, might not be able to afford to buy a new truck. Does he go back to a company driver? Does he hang it up? That could decrease the driver shortage or the amount of drivers in the industry right now. Or if you look at it on the different side of things, it could help fix it.
It could. We've been talking about this driver shortage for years, whether it's real or created. But now is there going to be a truck shortage?
I think there already is.
Depends who you ask and how you look at it, right?
Look at it. Taylor, do you mind if I share your example of the trucks?
No. Which one?
Your new pickup?
Oh, Lauren's vehicle's a way better example.
Share
We're
it.
supposed to have it
Share
in
it.
August, and they just told us their goal is the new year.
Yeah.
We're supposed to have it in August.
Yeah.
Like guaranteed.
I was looking for a new truck for a while, a pickup truck, and they were very, $6,000 over MSRP. And, dealers pay an invoice from the manufacturer, and then they have MSRP on top of that, and then they're going above MSRP because they can. Because
Look at the housing market.
that's going to change.
It's going to change.
It's all gonna
And
change.
everything will change. There will be a time to where stuff comes back down to normal. But what is going to be that new normal is one question. And when is that going to happen? I don't see that being a year from now. 5 years? Maybe. But at some point, some of these things take really long to process, like a new semi. What is from the time that an order comes in, and I know this isn't the exact process, but how long does it take to build one? I would say a couple months.
Sure.
So let's say you have an order in.
But whatever. I was thinking once they get the frame on the line, it's a day or two
Okay. So
or whatever.
that's fair. But let's say you have an order. Maybe this is a bad example, but let's say you have an order for 1,000 trucks for a Kenworth that was allotted 1,000 trucks. Those are all being built right now at these prices. If that economy drops, or if the economy takes a tank, those trucks are still being built at inflated prices. That doesn't mean they get to sell them for cheaper.
Yeah.
So that is going to take a while to get back down to normal.
Whoever
Well-
said 2 months, I just Googled it. About
Yeah.
2 months to build a semi truck.
Okay.
Yep.
But if our local dealer that we deal with is only has 105 available, right? And the big three suck those up. What is that? There's many companies like ours around here.
Yeah.
So now we look elsewhere, right? If
A different dealer.
a different dealer, but okay, are you going to go to Texas to buy a truck? You might, yeah, if you have to, but I would think they're in the same position. So is that going to make smaller companies have to purchase used? I would guess.
Probably.
At inflated prices with issues and no warranties, and there's different takes on that. But I don't know. Like we spoke a couple podcasts ago, like I feel we're in a good position. Our trucks are 2-3 years old,
Yep.
low miles. We can weather that for a little bit, but I'm always late to the game on ordering stuff, and I think
If we don't do something soon, we could be in a predicament.
Correct.
And really, I guess if you take anything from this, I mean, forecast, pre-plan, that kind of thing.
which is
Not our strong suit.
not our strong suit.
First step is talking about it and
Yeah.
admitting it.
Yeah. So I guess we got to order some trucks. When will we get them? Who knows?
Yeah.
But
By the time we get them, they might be electric.
well, and just don't even go there. But and then think about that. Those big three, right? They have a trade cycle.
Yep.
They're getting this many trucks every single year. The dealer's not going to tell them no,
Oh, yeah.
right? That'd be foolish.
Think about that. Like, that is a whole nother thing that could happen is, okay, yeah, you're trading in these trucks. Does it make sense to trade them back in? Or can you sell them on the secondary market and make a shitload more money?
That's what some of them are doing.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at TMC and Western Express, all like the big guys, they have their own sales
Yeah.
division,
Well, and they also have their own truck.
leasing and
Yeah.
finance division. Yeah,
Schneider Finance
right.
is a business to make money.
We had a guy,
Go ahead.
a lease purchase. Sure. I mean, I don't know. We know a guy who,
Knows a guy.
did a lease purchase and hasn't had a check in a month. And he's running 2,800, 3,000 miles a week. They told him he's not running
hard
enough. The truck he's in is getting 4.5 miles at a gallon. It's just eating him up. He did bring a check home of $236, and what am I doing wrong? Well, you're not doing anything wrong. They set you up to fail.
Yep.
There's a reason they're doing it. I don't like it. It's not right in my opinion. But props to him. He tried. He wanted. That was his dream.
Yeah.
It wasn't because he didn't try, because he really did. If you're running 2,800 miles a week, you should be able to make a living. Like if your expenses and you manage your expenses and the rates are there for the freight,
Which the last 2 years have been.
they should be. There's something else going on, and a lot of those companies are taking these guys.
To the cleaner.
Yeah, and it's not
Sad.
right. You got anything else to randomly talk about?
I feel like you want me to.
You always got something. No.
What's something positive we can kind of end on here?
Why have we been negative this entire time?
No. It just, there was a lot of...
You know what's positive? We're going to get our first snowfall today.
Yeah.
And guys are seeing snow. I wish I was in a truck today. This is like my favorite time to truck.
Why?
Like especially up in the
Like
UP or
at-
northern
At
Wisconsin.
like 10:45?
No,
Oh,
fall. The colors are still great.
Yeah.
And the first snowfall. And it just, I don't know. It's just, I love it.
I always look forward to like the first snowfall. And conversely, I always look forward to like cutting the grass for the first time for the year. Like I really enjoy it. I'm at the point where I am sick of doing yard work. I'm ready for, hey, all I have to do is shovel. And after the first or second one, I'm going to be like, hey, I'm done with this too.
Yeah. I got something positive. And this is sincere. I got a gift this week from one of our drivers. And
Cool.
I thought it was really awesome. It's a a hand-painted American flag that sits on my desk, and it's got the Pledge of Allegiance on it. You don't see that very often anymore, and I just thought it was really cool. So,
It's super
so
cool
thank you
looking,
for
too.
that.
Nice.
Yeah.
He said that was Nashville Sign Company made it,
Was it?
I think,
Nice.
which was super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was really sharp, I thought.
Nashville. Shout out to Mahoney.
Shout out to
He still
Mahoney.
follows us.
And how about Casey's Electric?
Sure.
Casey Landwehr,
Yeah.
San Diego, California. Thanks for the sweatshirt.
Yep.
His
Funny story
His brother
about
Sean
that.
works here with us.
I know the guy that designed that logo.
Oh yeah,
Yep. His name is Battle.
Battle.
Casey's best friend. He's actually on the fire department with me.
You're telling the truth right now.
I swear to God.
Okay.
And the only reason I know that, we were on a fire call the other day, and I saw Battle wearing a sweatshirt that said Casey's Electric. I'm like, how the hell did you get that? Oh, it's my buddy. He went away to the Marines after high school and moved out to San Diego, and he's actually one of my best friends. I designed the logo for him because Battle used to work at All Sports and Little Shoot before it closed down and a bunch of other stuff. But
Okay.
yeah, random fact. So
Call him Battle.
yeah,
That is a great.
Yeah.
That is a great
his
name.
real name is Dan.
Nice.
But yeah, other than that,
Well, I think that's a wrap for this week, right?
yeah, I would agree.
Thanks again for listening. We'll come back with more useless knowledge next week.
Like and share the podcast. If you have questions, email us. Taylor can pop up the email. Message us on social media. Give us a call. If you have any input or anything like that, it's always welcome.
Yep.
Vocab.
Give us
Safety tips.
some stuff. Whatever you want to
Anything.
hear about.
Yeah.
All right. Well, be safe out there.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in to episode 22. Again, make sure you like and share this episode when we post it on social media to be entered into our weekly contest. Sawyer, make sure you reach out, or if you don't, I'll reach out to you about getting you some prizes. And go Pack. Everybody have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.